The alien cruiser Vashkal drifted close to the dying stars. The twin suns burned red and white, casting strange shadows across the deck. Inside the bridge, Commander Rallick stared at the blinking lights and warning screens. His claws tapped nervously on the console. The ship's engines had been damaged in a recent skirmish with pirates, and the shields were barely holding. "We have to call for help," said Kethla, the ship's science officer. Her voice was calm but tense. "The engines will fail in hours if we do not act," Rallick nodded. He did not like using old Thalry emergency rituals, but they had no choice. "Use the archive pattern. Make it strong enough to reach any nearby fleet," he said. "But do not overdo it. We cannot risk the old codes." Kethla hesitated. "Commander, this ritual was never tested with modern amplifiers. If we miscalculate, we may attract something we cannot fight." Rallick frowned. "We have no choice. Do it." The crew worked quickly. They prepared the subspace amplifiers, set the frequencies, and checked the calibration. Junior Officer Laren hovered near the console, her antennae twitching nervously. She had heard old stories about Deathworlders. Her species' children told frightening tales of creatures who could survive anything. Creatures humans call Deathworlders. "Do you think they still exist?" Laren whispered to Kethla. Kethla shook her head. "Those are just stories. Nothing real." But deep inside, she felt a chill. The ritual began. Lights flickered, and a low hum filled the bridge. Energy patterns twisted and bent around the ship, reaching out toward the stars. The signal was strong, stronger than anyone had tried before. The old codes combined with the amplifiers created a strange, bright pulse that shot across the galaxy. At first, everything seemed normal. The ship shivered as the signal passed through the dying stars, and the crew held their breath. Then a strange reading appeared on the sensors. The energy pattern had jumped into a strange frequency. It had gone out of their known subspace range and into something alien. "What is that?" Rallick asked, his voice sharp. Kethla checked the screens. "I do not know. It is reaching beyond our charts. Something has picked it up, but it is not our allies." Rallick's claws tightened. "Explain." Kethla swallowed. "The signal. It is connected to an old network. A network meant to monitor dangerous sectors. The unclaimed horror zone. We may have called something we do not understand." Laren gasped. "The Death World sector?" Kethla nodded. "It seems so." Rallick leaned back, staring at the stars. He had heard rumors of the Death Worlders. Entire fleets had been destroyed by their strength and endurance. Their planet was a place of storms, massive predators, and impossible conditions. Any species that survived there was considered untouchable. They were called monsters, but no one knew what they truly were. The console beeped again. A new signal returned. It was strange and precise, full of patterns the Thalry had never seen. Kethla analyzed it carefully. Her eyes widened. "Commander, it is responding. The message is from the Death World sector." She said. Rallick froze. "What does it say?" Kethla translated the first line. Her voice trembled slightly. "Distress signal received. Human fleet command acknowledges." Dispatching response. The crew was silent. None of them had expected this. The humans were legendary for surviving extreme environments and dangerous conditions. They were the true Death Worlders. Now, they were coming. "What do we do?" Laren whispered. Rallick did not answer immediately. His mind raced. If the humans arrived, they would see the damaged cruiser, the failing shields, and the pirates nearby. But they also knew that the humans were not cruel. They helped when others could not. Still, the thought of calling the humans, without intending to terrify him, sensors showed movement. Far in the distance, something was opening. A massive, glowing gate formed near the edge of the star system. It was stable and enormous, far beyond the range of the Thalry engines. The crew could see ships moving through it. "They're here," Kethla said quietly. "They are coming." Rallick swallowed. He had heard of humans in stories, but he had never seen them. The descriptions always made them sound like unstoppable monsters. He had imagined enormous beings, strong, fast, and ruthless. But now, he wondered if the stories were only half true. "Prepare for their arrival," he ordered. "All shields full. Weapons on standby. and let them see we mean no harm." The crew hurried to their stations. Lights flickered, screens flashed with readings from the approaching fleet. Every officer knew that this was not just a rescue. They were about to meet a force that had survived. What no one else could. Junior Officer Laren could not help but whisper again. "I never thought I would see them. The humans." Kethla gave her a small nod. "And now, you will." The hours passed slowly. The twin suns burned hotter as the binary system collapsed. Gravity waves moved unpredictably, and the ship shuddered. Pirates were closing in, sensing an easy kill. They did not know humans were on the way. Rallick watched the readings. "How long until they arrive?" he asked. Kethla calculated quickly. "Minutes, at most. If we move now, we can stay in the system until they reach us. If we wait, we will be destroyed." "Then we wait," Rallick said. His voice was steady, but his heart raced. He could feel the weight of what was about to happen. They had summoned the humans by accident, and the humans were coming. The very creatures everyone feared. Outside the ship, space seemed to darken. The approaching fleet created a strange shadow in the starlight, moving faster than any ship Rallick had ever seen. The bridge trembled as the first human vessels entered the system. "They are enormous," Laren whispered. "And strange. Not like any ship I have seen before." Kethla nodded. "Look at the armor. They are built to survive anything. Radiation, gravity storms, even collisions with asteroids. They are Deathworlders, yes, but they are also protectors." Rallick stared. He did not understand why humans had the reputation they did. Some species feared them for their power. Others told stories of monsters. But now, seeing them approach, he began to understand something else. The humans were coming to help. Not to fight, not to conquer, not to destroy. They were coming because someone called, and they could not ignore a distress signal. The pirates, noticing the human fleet, hesitated. Their weapons faltered. They had heard legends too. Ships that could survive firestorms and crashes. Creatures that could run into danger without hesitation. But nothing could compare to seeing them in action. Rallick felt a strange sense of relief. Perhaps they would survive. Perhaps the humans would save them. And perhaps, for the first time, the stories about Deathworlders were only half right. The first human ship, a massive cruiser, moved closer to the Vashkal. Lights flared along its hull. A calm, measured voice came over the comms. "This is Human Fleet Command, Task Force Dawn. We received your distress call. Help is on the way. Stand by for instructions." The bridge was silent. The aliens did not know how to respond. They had expected monsters. They had expected fury. They had expected judgment. Instead, they heard a voice of calm and promise. Commander Rallick whispered, We did not mean to call them." Kethla nodded, her eyes wide. "It does not matter now. They are coming, and we will see what Deathworlders truly are." Outside, the human fleet moved in precise formation. Their ships were massive, heavily armored, and prepared for any danger. The stars themselves seemed to bend around their approach. The crew of the Vashkal watched in awe. Rallick turned to his officers. "Prepare for their arrival. Shields full, weapons ready, and pray they are as merciful as they are strong." As the first human ships drew closer, the pirates in the system realized the mistake they had made. They were about to face the Deathworlders, and the aliens who had called them could only hope that the humans would be the saviors they needed, not the destroyers they feared. The signal that should never have worked had succeeded. The humans were coming, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same again. Part 2. Humanity Answers. The Cal Captain Ethan Cole sat up from his chair when the alarm sounded in his quarters. The soft red light of the emergency panel reflected off the polished floor of the bridge. The voice of Operations Officer Lily Carter came through the intercom. "Captain, we have detected an unknown distress call. It is urgent and coming from a high-risk sector near a collapsing binary star." Ethan rubbed his eyes and quickly got to his feet. "Bring it up on the main screen, Lily. I need details now." He felt the familiar mix of tension and excitement. Distress calls meant danger, but they also meant people or something needed help. He never ignored them. The main screen flickered to life, showing a strange alien energy pattern. Lily pointed at the display. We decoded it using the old listening ray. It's a distress signal, Captain. It doesn't match any known species in our records. But it is strong, and it is real. Ethan frowned. Have we ever seen anything like this before? He asked. Lily shook her head. No, sir. It is unusual, but urgent. We can trace its origin to the system in danger, but the binary stars are unstable. Any species there could be at risk of destruction in ours. Ethan called a holo-conference with Admiral Nora Blake. The large blue figure appeared in the center of the bridge, a holographic projection of the fleet admiral. Her eyes were calm but sharp. Captain Cole, what do we know about the call? She asked. Ethan explained the details, the strange energy patterns, the sector, the collapsing stars. Lily added her technical notes, showing that the signal was ancient in design but amplified by unknown technology. It could be a trap, Ethan said cautiously. We have no idea what we are walking into. Nora Blake shook her head slowly. We have a strict policy. Any distress call gets a response if we can reach it. The risk is real, but doing nothing is not an option. Assemble Task Force Dawn and prepare for immediate jump to the sector. Humanity does not leave those in need alone. The bridge crew sprang into action. Orders went out to heavy cruisers, support ships, and medical frigates. The fleet hummed with life. Engineers checked power cores and jump drives, ensuring maximum performance. The crew of the Horizon Dawn moved quickly but carefully. Names flashed on the command screens: Alex Parker, Chief Engineer; Sophia Brooks, Lead Medic; Jason Lee, Squadron Leader; Megan Hall, Communications Specialist. Every officer knew the importance of their role. Ethan and Lily moved to a quieter section of the bridge. They call them Deathworlders, Lily said quietly. Stories say they survive conditions that would kill anything else. Storms, predators, disasters. Entire planets, impossible to live on, yet they thrive, Ethan nodded. And yet, here we are, running straight into the unknown because someone called for help. That is what makes us human. We face danger to help, not because we have to, but because we choose to. He paused, looking at the holographic star map. We may be feared. We may be misunderstood. But today, we are going to show them what humanity really is. The fleet prepared to jump. Calculations ran across the bridge displays as engineers input coordinates, and shields were reinforced. Radiation hardening protocols were activated, and weapon systems were set to defensive. The jump drive charged with a steady hum, ready to carry the fleet across light years of space. Alex Parker checked the power readings one last time. All systems green, Captain. But the radiation from the binary stars is stronger than expected. We will have to adjust shields in real time. Ethan nodded. Do it. We cannot let anyone fall behind. Not today. As the fleet moved into position for the jump, the crew continued to prepare for possible threats. Jason Lee organized fighter wings and trained them on emergency maneuvers. Sophia Brooks reviewed medical kits and emergency protocols, ensuring every injury could be treated. Megan Hall monitored communications, ready to intercept or translate any alien signals. The binary stars in the sector were collapsing faster than predicted. Gravity waves pulsed across the system, sending dangerous fluctuations through the surrounding space. Ethan and Lily worked together, calculating the timing of the jump to avoid being caught in the worst of it. Every second counted. Outside the Horizon Dawn, the void of space was calm, almost peaceful. But the crew knew that chaos could erupt at any moment. Every member of Task Force Dawn felt the weight of responsibility. Lives depended on their skill, courage, and timing. Ethan took a deep breath. Everyone, remember your training. We are not just going in to observe. We are going to save lives. Prepare for the unexpected and trust your instincts. Humanity has never backed down, and today is no different. Lily looked at him and smiled faintly. They will not know what hit them, Captain. In a good way, the fleet initiated the jump. Stars stretched and twisted into long streaks of light as the Horizon Dawn, and its companions moved through subspace. The hum of the drive was steady, and the shields glowed against unseen forces. Time seemed to stretch and bend around them, as they traveled faster than anything alien sensors could detect. Hours passed in what felt like seconds. The crew monitored systems, ran simulations, and prepared for immediate action upon arrival. Ethan checked in with each officer. Alex Parker confirmed the shields had adapted to radiation spikes. Jason Lee reported fighter readiness. Sophia Brooks confirmed that medical stations were fully staffed. Megan Hall ensured communications were clear and secured as the fleet approached the sector. Sensors began to pick up unusual energy patterns. "Sir," Megan Hall said, "we are detecting multiple unknown ships. They are damaged and moving slowly, possibly survivors of whatever happened here." The crew looked at the screens in tense silence. Ethan studied the display. "Keep your distance, but ready for contact. We do not know if they are hostile or friendly." Lily, "Prepare translation protocols." Megan, "Open the comm channel carefully. We need to make sure they know we are coming to help." The fleet slowed as it entered the system. The binary stars glowed ominously, casting long shadows across debris and damaged ships. The first alien vessel came into view. It was sleek but battered, with shields flickering. Sensors showed multiple life signs, weak but alive. Rallick, the alien commander, looked at the approaching fleet with fear. His crew had summoned help by accident, and now these beings humans were responding. Every story he had heard about Deathworlders filled his mind, but he saw no monsters here. Instead, he saw ships prepared to help, ready to face danger to save strangers. The Horizon Dawn moved closer, its shields glowing, weapons set to defensive. Megan Hall hailed the alien ship. "This is Human Fleet Command, Task Force Dawn. We received your distress call. Stand by. We are here to help." Rallick hesitated, unsure if he should respond. He had expected fury, not aid. Finally, he spoke. We did not mean to call you. Our signal was a mistake." Ethan's voice was calm. "Mistakes happen. What matters is that we are here now. Prepare for our assistance. No one will be abandoned." The alien crew watched in awe as human ships maneuvered closer. They were heavy, rugged, and prepared for anything. The human pilots flew through the dangerous radiation waves and gravity fluctuations, as if it were routine. Every move was precise but bold, showing that humans thrived in situations that would kill others. Ethan looked at the display and saw the pirates closing in on the alien vessel. "Jason, lead the fighters. Push them back from the damaged ships. Alex, reinforce shields. Sophia, prepare for casualties. Megan, monitor all channels for communications. Everyone else, stay alert. We have work to do." The aliens gasped as human ships intercepted the pirates, blocking attacks and absorbing damage. The pirates fired, but the humans used clever maneuvers, shifting shields and using gravity waves to their advantage. It was dangerous, but effective. Every pirate strike was countered with skill and precision. Inside the alien ship, the crew began to understand the truth about Deathworlders. These humans were not monsters. They were fearless, yes, but they acted to protect, not destroy. They ran toward danger because they could, because they cared. The stories of terror were only part of the truth. There was something more: compassion, skill, and courage. Rallick turned to Kefla. "I cannot believe it. The stories. They were wrong." Kefla nodded slowly. "They are strong, yes, but they are here to help, not harm. That is what makes them Deathworlders in the truest sense. They survive everything, and they protect everything else." The first part of the human fleet reached the alien ship. Tug vessels extended, grabbing hold of damaged sections. Repair drones and medical pods crossed over to patch holes and treat injuries. The aliens had never seen anything like it. Humans risked everything to save strangers. Ethan watched from the bridge. He knew the pirates would not give up easily, but he also knew that humans did not abandon those in need. Today, they were going to show what humanity could do, and the aliens were watching, learning what it truly meant to call humans Deathworlders. Outside, the stars stretched and bent as the fleet prepared for the next stage. The binary stars pulsed unpredictably, threatening to collapse further. Ethan and his crew were ready. They would fight, protect, and save. And when it was done, the aliens would understand the truth. Humans were fearless, strong, and above all, they never left anyone behind. The fleet advanced, moving through dangerous space toward the damaged alien vessels. Every crew member of Task Force Dawn knew what was at stake. Lives hung in the balance. Part 3: Deathworlders. In the storm, Vashkal trembled as the pirates drew closer. Red warning lights flashed across the bridge, and the hull groaned under minor damage. Commander Ralik's claws tapped nervously on the console. They were trapped between the collapsing binary stars and the relentless pirate fleet. Every second counted, and every second brought them closer to disaster. Science Officer Kethla checked the sensors again. Pirate ships are maneuvering to block our escape routes. Their weapons are powerful, but they are no match for what is coming. The humans will arrive soon. Ralik's antennae twitched. He could feel the tension in his crew. They had summoned help by accident, and the legends of Deathworlders ran through their minds. Some trembled, imagining the stories of creatures who survived anything, even disasters that would destroy entire fleets. Yet the humans approached not with fear, but with resolve. Outside, streaks of light marked the approach of Task Force Dawn. Captain Ethan Cole's fleet moved like a single organism. The Horizon Dawn led the formation, shields glowing brightly against the radiation from the collapsing stars. Fighter squadrons flanked the cruisers, moving in precise formations that twisted and turned through the turbulent gravity waves. Ethan scanned the system from his bridge. Jason, keep the fighters tight and ready. Do not let the pirates break through. Alex, shields full. Lily, monitor gravity surges and radiation. Everyone, stay focused. We are here to protect. Jason Lee's fighter wings cut through space like hunting hawks. The pilots knew the risks, but they thrived on danger. Each ship dodged debris and radiation spikes, flanking the pirates and blocking their attacks on the damaged Thauri vessels. The aliens watched with awe. Humans moved through chaos as if it were routine, fearless, and precise. Ralik spoke quietly to Kethla. I cannot believe this. They are not monsters. They are extraordinary, and they are here to save us. Kethla nodded. I warn you, Commander. Stories never tell the full truth. They survive because they must, but they protect because they can. The pirates realized too late what they faced. They had expected easy prey, damaged ships alone in a collapsing system. Instead, the humans engaged with courage and skill. The pirate ships fired their plasma weapons, but the human shields absorbed and redirected the attacks. Small tactical drones from the Horizon Dawn disabled pirate engines, sending their ships spinning helplessly. On the Vashkal, Junior Officer Laren whispered, I never imagined. They are protecting us. They are actually fighting for us. Ralik gave a small nod. That is what humans do. That is the true power of the Deathworlders. The battle intensified. A pirate dreadnought, massive and heavily armed, charged at the Vashkal. Its main cannon glowed as it prepared to fire. Ralik froze. If it hit their ship, destruction would be certain. Ethan saw the dreadnought from the Horizon Dawn. He knew the ship's weapon could tear through the Vashkal's weakened shields. Jason, intercept. Take out that cannon. Lily, watch for radiation spikes. Alex, reroute extra power to the shields. We cannot let them hit our friends. Jason's fighters swooped through the pirate fleet, weaving between debris and blasts. They struck the dreadnought's weapon systems, disabling the targeting matrix. Explosions flashed across the bridge monitors as the massive ship faltered under coordinated attacks. Kethla watched the humans work. Her eyes widened. Commander, they are doing the impossible. The pirates cannot harm us with them here. They are using the environment, the stars, the gravity waves. Everything. Ralik felt all mixed with relief. He had feared monsters, but these humans were something different. They were resilient, intelligent, and fearless. They did not attack for conquest, they protected. Ethan coordinated with his fleet. The Horizon Dawn moved between the Vashkal and the remaining pirate ships. Shields flared as pirate weapons struck, but the humans maintained position. Their engineering teams rerouted energy, reinforcing armor plates, and preventing critical damage. Alex Parker shouted from the engineering bay, shields holding, but we are close to overload. We need the Thauri to help with power synchronization. Ralik nodded. Kethla transmitted shield modulation codes to the human ships. Using human calculations and Thauri technology, they stabilized the shields long enough to protect the fleet. Fighter wings intercepted boarding parties and plasma strikes. Pilots like Jason Lee performed maneuvers that seemed impossible to the aliens, dodging debris and incoming fire while staying close to their friends' ships. Ethan gave a calm order. "We move together. Pull the damaged ships toward safe zones near the edge of the system. Prepare emergency tugs and repair drones. We are not leaving anyone behind." The Vashkal trembled under the combined weight of pirate fire and gravitational surges. But the humans held the line. Laren watched the Horizon Dawn lead the effort, her antennae quivering in amazement. She whispered, "They are not just strong. They are fearless and kind." Kethla checked the readings again. "Commander, if the humans had not arrived, we would be lost. Their coordination, their bravery, it is unlike anything we have seen." Rallick nodded slowly. "We may have called them by accident, but we will survive because of them." The pirates tried a desperate move, sending a fast frigate directly toward the Vashkal. Jason Lee's squadron intercepted it mid-flight. Explosions rocked the system as the pirate ship was destroyed. But the human pilots adjusted instantly, protecting the damaged alien vessel from the shockwave. Ethan ordered the fleet forward. "We push the damaged ships to the gravity wave corridor. It is risky, but it is the only way out. Shields full, engines at maximum. Move now." The human ships guided the aliens through the collapsing binary system. Gravity waves surged unpredictably, but the combined Thauri and human calculations allowed them to navigate safely. Repair drones patched hull breaches in real time, and medical teams treated the wounded aboard the alien ships inside the Vashkal. Rallick felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had called humans by accident, expecting monsters. Instead, he had seen courage, skill, and mercy. The legends he had feared were true. In part, they survived anything. But the rest of the story had never been told. Humans helped, protected, and fought for those in need. As the fleet moved further from the core of the collapsing stars, the pirates began to retreat. Their morale shattered by the human intervention, they fled into the void. The system still trembled, but the immediate danger had passed. Ethan breathed a quiet sigh of relief. "Good work, everyone. We kept them alive. We showed them why humans respond to a call for help." Rallick turned to Kethla. "Commander, they are more than I imagined. The stories, they were wrong. Humans are not monsters. They are protectors. They are Deathworlders in a way I never understood." Kethla nodded. "It is true. They survive, yes, but they choose to save others when no one else will. That is their strength. That is their code." Laren whispered quietly, almost to herself, "I want to remember this. I want to tell everyone that humans came and saved us, even though we did not mean to call them." The Horizon Dawn and the rest of Task Force Dawn continued their work. Tugs and repair drones guided the alien ships out of the danger zone. Firefighting units extinguished internal fires aboard damaged vessels. Medical teams treated the wounded. The humans had arrived not just to fight, but to save. And they had succeeded. Ethan looked at the stars beyond the collapsing system. He knew the work was not over. The pirates could regroup. The stars could collapse faster than expected. But for now, the aliens were alive. And that was enough. He turned to his officers. "Prepare for extraction. We are not done yet, but we have proved something today. Humans will always respond to a call for help, and no one will be left behind." Kethla recorded every action, every detail, for the Thauri Council. She wanted them to understand the truth about humans. Not the rumors, not the legends. The real humans, the ones who risked everything to save strangers, who ran toward danger because they could, and who never abandoned anyone in need. The Thauri would never see humans the same way again. The crew of the Vashkal would tell stories not of monsters, but of saviors. The legends of fear would give way to tales of courage, skill, and mercy, and far beyond the system. The galaxy would begin to learn a new truth about humanity. The Deathworlders were real, but not in the way anyone had imagined. They were protectors, survivors, and heroes. And when they arrived, They could change the fate of an entire fleet in the middle of a collapsing star system. The storm of the binary stars continued to rage, but the human and alien fleet moved together, side by side, towards safety. And in that moment, a new understanding was born. The humans had arrived, the pirates had fled, and the true meaning of Deathworlders was revealed to those who had once feared them.